Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Rick Kamla. It is the Fantasy NBA today. We do not have Steve Alexander, a.k.a. Dr. A resident Hall of Famer, until tomorrow. It is you, it is me here in the 10 to 11 window. We're going to recap Tuesday night's work in the 11 window to noon Eastern time. We're going to look ahead to a monster Wednesday night in the NBA that includes the showdown, Luka and the Lakers, Davis and the Mavericks down at Big D. All that's coming up, man. You're in a good spot with me over the next couple of hours. We're going to chop it up into two shows if that's okay with you. We begin with our Magic Man from Tuesday night or day. I'm going to take a different tack here. I am going to go into the players, the Magic Man type of players in a moment. I'm going to split this segment up into two pieces here. My Magic Man is Michael Malone. Michael Malone got fired yesterday by the Denver Nuggets and specifically the Kroenke family. The Kroenke family is to blame for all of this. They're feeling themselves in a big way. They blow out Calvin Booth, the shot caller, who did not get along with Michael Malone. And I read that going 2 years back on NBA radio. I sniffed that out a couple of years back, the Malone and Booth thing. Booth got a win with the KCP Christian Brown transaction, in my opinion. I mean, if they could have kept Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, I think that would have been better. But Christian Brown's been one of the most improved players in the league. So that is a GMing win for me, as I view it, for Calvin Booth. But he and Michael Malone did not see eye to eye. There was a power struggle, okay? There was a power struggle in Memphis between Taylor Jenkins and Zach Kleiman, all right? We know who won that power struggle, Zach Kleiman. He and ownership got Taylor Jenkins fired just a couple of weeks ago. That's usually how this goes. It's a power struggle. It's a coach versus a GM. It could be a player versus a coach. Donovan Mitchell, JB Bickerstaff in Cleveland. And we know who won that power struggle. JB Bickerstaff, he's in Detroit right now, flourishing. I'm kidding, of course. Donovan Mitchell won. He blew him out. It's so moronic and idiotic to blow out your GM and your coach. It doesn't make sense. That's not how this is done. So essentially, the Kroenke family is saying, Michael Malone and Calvin Booth, you are 8 and 7-year-old brothers who are fighting in the backseat, and we're pissed off, and we're taking your phones away, and you're grounded for a week. That's basically what they did here. Let's be big boys around here. This is ridiculous. And, Michael Malone a couple of weeks ago called out a lot of the players, right? If they watch film, it would be nice and all this kind of stuff. Michael Malone is my Magic Man because he does not care about your feelings. And I'm not talking about you out there watching this podcast right now. I'm talking about Bones Highland, Will Barton, Aaron Gordon, Peyton Watson, Zeke Naji. He doesn't care. Okay. And I like that. It's old school. It's the way it should be. And I'm not saying you be a bully and you strong arm guys. He's not doing that. He is holding them accountable. He is trying to get them to do the stuff that you need to do as an NBA player. How are you not watching film? How are you not watching film of your minutes? That's what Michael Malone said. He said, he basically intimated that nobody on the team watches tape of their previous game to get better. Is that totally true? No, I doubt it. I bet you there are, but it speaks to a very toxic culture of laziness and entitlement. And we want a chip. We can turn it on whenever we want. I don't have to watch film. I'm sorry. I don't know which player to blame here. And Shams Charania has said that, and maybe there is no player to blame. I hope there's no player to blame. I don't like playing the coach killer card. But when it has to be played, it has to be played. Shams Charania has said that this move surprised everybody on the Nuggets, that Josh Kroenke sat down with the team, told them all what was up, and they didn't see it coming and all that kind of stuff. So, okay, it's Shams Charania. He's the best. He's the GOAT, okay? Shams Charania reports intel that he is given by the team. So is that actually true? Okay, it's what has been put out. But the team wants that out through Shams, okay? That does not mean that it is correct and that it is factual. It could be propaganda, okay, with Shams being the conduit for that message. I don't know. I need to know how Nikola Jokic feels about this. I don't care how Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, and Jamal Murray feel about this. I don't. I would like to know if one of them stabbed Michael Malone in the back. I would like to know that. But I want to know how Jokic is feeling about this. Jokic is the best player in the world. And a lot of people like me are dubious of that report and saying every star player is consulted on every big move. But then we have outliers, right? Are we to believe that LeBron James knew nothing about the Luka Doncic, trade and the Anthony Davis trade? That's what has been reported. That's not how this goes usually, though. When you're going to make a monster move with your team, you always are in concert with the star player. Always. It's how it's done. I guess there are exceptions to the rule. So we will find out. But Michael Malone is old school. He's not putting up with this bull crap. He is calling out his team, holding his team accountable because he doesn't care about your feelings. My guy, Ime Udoka down in Houston, is the same way. If you aren't playing my way right now, we're not good. That's okay. Why isn't that okay? Oh, because the entitled players of the NBA today are, they can't take it and they're sensitive and all this kind of stuff. Well, get over it, man. Those sensitive players probably don't play at less than 100%, and they probably don't love the game enough, okay? Michael Malone loves the game. Michael Malone's an absolute badass coach, guys. Badass. Most successful coach in Nuggets history by far. The fucking only coach to bring them a championship in like 50 years, okay? But 2 years later, that doesn't matter. We're going to blow him out 1 week before the playoffs start. It's so idiotic. Michael Malone, I love you, brother. You're going to have a job like that. It's probably going to be a really good one. You're going to get a ton of flowers, and don't change. Keep this, okay? Tom Thibodeau is from this cloth, right? Doesn't care about your feelings. Got to play my way right now or we're not good, okay? And he's flourishing in New York right now. Find the right owner, find the right GM that let you do you. And Michael, we're out here cheering for you, man. Michael Malone, my Magic Man. Now, let's get to some fantasy breakdown here. Who do I want to go with as my Magic Man? There are several options here. I'm going to run down the options, and then I'll pick one guy. Paolo Banchero last night scored 33 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, and 37 minutes for the Magic in their win over the Hawks. 20th straight game with 20 or more points from Paolo Banchero. I love that stat. Kristaps Porzingis was awesome. I mean, the 30-footer, the shot in overtime, what a stud. 34 points, 8 threes, okay? And he was questionable with an illness coming in, and he played. Jason Tatum was awesome. OG Anunoby should have fouled him at the end of regulation. He admitted that after the game. He didn't. Jason Tatum went, step back, whop. And you could just, like, New York just went, oh, we're going to lose to this team again. And they lost to that team again. Sorry, New York fans. I called this, what day is it? Wednesday. I called this Monday in the Sports Ethos NBA show with Rick Kamla, and you got a little taste of that. That was a pop-up Rick's rant midweek. But Boston has New York's number. This is not going to go well in round 2 when they play. It's not going to go well. I saw some wise guy on Twitter's picking the Pistons over the Knicks in the first round. Good luck with that. We're completely forgetting about playoff experience with that. Detroit has none, and New York has a bunch, and that's going to play out. I love Detroit. I love what's going on there, but I don't see them beating the Knicks in the first round. I think it'll probably go 7, though. All right, so Paolo, Porzingis, Tatum, Giannis Antetokounmpo needs a shout-out here. 23, 13, and 10, another triple-double. Best player in fantasy basketball right now. He also gave you a block, a steal, and a 3. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Now, that game was weird because Luka Doncic got incorrectly thrown out of the game by JT Orr, the official, because Luka was drawn with a fan. JT Orr thought that he was, initiating profanity towards him and gave him a tech. It was the second tech because Luka very stupidly tried to come to the defense of Jared Vanderbilt on a non-foul call. And I mean, like, what are you doing, dude? You already complained to the refs way too much when you think you're fouled and you're completely not fouled. And now you're arguing on behalf. What are you, an attorney now? What is going on, dude? I know California is very litigious, but stop it, bro. So that was just a dumbass tech. And then, you you merge it with the mistake and it's 2 techs and you're gone. But, there's a lot of culpability with Luka Doncic not to pick up that stupid first tech. There's not. The second one might be rescinded, but who knows? The league, I shouldn't say the league, the refs do not like Luka. And this is a bed that he made. They did not make this bed. They did not just develop a salty opinion of Luka Doncic because they don't like him and because he's from Slovenia. That has nothing to do with it. He's been screaming at them and barking at them and cussing them out for 3 or 4 years. And eventually human nature kicks in and you're like, screw you, buddy. I don't like you. I don't want to talk to you. You're just going to cuss me out and be a little spoiled brat. There's a lot to talk about in our NBA right now, isn't there? Isn't this fun? I love this. So Shai Gilgeous-Alexander took over, and obviously after Luka got thrown out, the game completely got away from the Lakers. LeBron said the game got weird. In fact, it did, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 42 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 threes, 37 minutes, and OKC got revenge after getting blown out on Sunday. And then Ivica Zubac put up a 20-20 last night. Zoo. Y'all are winning chips with Zoo right now, aren't you? Zoo. He's just... and he keeps going up like an airplane, dude. 24 points, 20 rebounds, 5 assists, a historic line from him, and a steal. So who's my Magic man out of all those guys? Kristaps Porzingis. For a couple of reasons. I love that you were on the injury report, questionable with an illness, and you played through it. That's what I'm talking about. Ja Morant would have missed a week. Porzingis played at New York. You know why? Because he loves the smoke. And he's kind of like laid back and chill and really smiley and stuff like that. But don't confuse that with soft or anything like that. Porzingis is a stud. Porzingis is a rise to the occasion guy. He's been a big shot maker. I've never played the choke card on Kristaps Porzingis. Have not. I play it on James Harden all the time, and you all know why. It's him, not me. But illness, questionable, coming in, you make 8 threes, a lot of clutch plays, 34 points. And here's the other reason. I thought that Porzingis would sit out. He usually does when he's questionable, but this is him wanting that smoke, okay? And he may not play Wednesday night here at Orlando. I don't care what he did last night. You get the night off, sir. This will be a Luke Cornett game. But I thought Boston was going to mind game New York. Not play Porzingis, not play Horford, go in there shorthanded, and try to beat the Knicks again to keep that dominance over them and do it maybe it's shorthanded so that if you lose, then it really doesn't matter, right? They didn't do that. They pushed all their chips in the middle of the table, minus Horford, and they went in there and the defense they played, the hustle they had, the urgency they had, despite, overall nothing to play for, right? Except for big brother, little brother with New York, and big brother staying up on little brother and having hand, as they said in Seinfeld, over your little brother. And Boston maintained that. And I thought that was ballsy. I thought that was awesome coaching. I thought that was awesome strategy. Don't let these guys breathe, okay? Don't let them breathe. Don't take your foot off of that throat. And if Boston had not played Porzingis, and then maybe New York wins. Again, you're shorthanded. It really doesn't matter that much. But New York did get a win. Okay, so they don't have to contextualize. They can just say, yo, we beat them. We finally beat Boston, right? Boston did not want New York to have that experience. And I love it. It's old school. It's competitive. And it led to great fantasy numbers from Jason Tatum and Kristaps Porzingis. Major applause all the way around. I love it. That is how it's supposed to be done, okay? I say all the time, we need more old school in 2025 than less old school in 2025. Old school is badass. Old school is tough. Old school is successful. And we need more of it. A lot of shortcuts these days. A lot of people trying to skirt around things and be lazy, okay? No, do it the old way. Grab a damn axe and go chop some wood. All right. It is Rick Kamla. We are the Fantasy NBA today, and I'm on one right now because the NBA is pulsating, baby. Denver's going to go tonight with David Adelman out there in Sacramento. Ooh, the preview show is going to be hot, guys. I have a million props. I have a million ATS deliveries for you, but that is coming up at 11 a.m. Let's dive into some must-add players here. Let's start with Zach Edey. Zach Edey is rolling. Coach Izzalo, the new coach for Memphis. I read this right away. Taylor Jenkins was very weird with his playing time of Zach Edey throughout the year. I think it's one of the reasons that they let him go. Since Izzalo took over, Zach Edey has taken off. 17 and 19 last night. 1 block, 3 steals, made 7 of 9 shots in 31 minutes. Edey is a stud. He's a monster. He's got great touch. He's the 2025 Rick Smits. If you don't know who I'm talking about, young fellas and young ladies, just put Rick Smits YouTube highlights and enjoy, okay? He was not a flashy player. He was a bread and butter, about 7'4" Dutchman, the Duncan Dutchman, they called him, and he had feathery touch. A lot like Yao Ming and a lot like Zach Edey. Feathery touch. That feathery touch is going to keep Edey in the league for 15 years as long as his body complies with that plan. But Edey is a pickup for you right now. 3 games left for Memphis. He's rolling. He's a double-double every night. I should have played the rebound over on him last night. I thought about it. Didn't. Maybe I did play it. Did I play Edey? Let me look back at my notes here. I did not. You big dummy. I did not have Edey. Thought about it, though. But thoughts don't matter. Money does. Another must-add player for you. Matas Buzelis. I don't really like his situation tonight. I don't hate it, but it's the second of a back-to-back. I looked at Buzelis' numbers on the second of a back-to-back. They're not good. The shooting dips down to like 38. He's at like 7, 8, 9 points a game. But some of that could have been like, early in the season when Billy Donovan really wasn't playing him. So I don't love the spot here in the second of a back-to-back. He did play last night when Chicago rested a whole bunch of guys. Tonight, it's a huge game for Chicago and Miami. They're tied. It's basically a game to figure out who hosts the 9-10 game in the play-in tournament. So I think the Bulls are going to push all their chips in the middle of the table tonight. Buzelis will start. He'll play 24 to 28 minutes and probably have a decent stat line. But last night he was great. 19, 5, and 5, a block, 2 steals, 2 threes in 27 minutes. Buzelis is really surging here for the most part, with the occasional bro, what was that? But usually, he's on about a 3 out of 4 good game clip going here. And so I like adding Buzelis to your team because of the goodies, the block, steals, and threes. Keyshawn George is back. My guy is back. Last night, so the line's not great, all right? This line is not great at all. Matter of fact, kind of sucked, but I was expecting more. But we have 3 games left this week for Washington, and Keyshawn George is my guy. I think, the minutes will ascend. He was at 23 last night, 9 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 3. Hopefully, they have not brought him back to play him 23, 24, 25 minutes. I don't know if that's how this goes, the remaining 3 games, then that's how it goes. Because a lot of these bad teams are playing their main guys, but they're chopping it up, and they're kind of going like preseason, where your bench, 5 guys play 20-plus minutes, starters, 5 guys play 20-plus minutes, and you kind of chop it into 2 and all that kind of stuff. Again, it's better than shutting all of these guys down, which has been what they've done in recent years. It's still not perfect, but it's better than it's been. Antonio Reeves, I think he's the only Pelican to have right now. Jose Alvarado has these pop games, and then he has these games where he's dreadful. And I'm waiting for them to shut him down at some point. 2-3 games left or whatever it is. But he last night, he wasn't even in foul trouble, play 23 minutes or something like that. So I think New Orleans is kind of doing that. All right, Olynyk, we're going to play you. Okay, Bruce Brown, we're going to play you, but we're not going to play you very much. And so that makes those guys unplayable. And then, the Keon Brookses and guys like that, it makes it very tough to go with them either because, we want guys playing 30 minutes. Ding! That's Antonio Reeves. It looks like he is the one guy on the Pels where I know he's going to start. I know he's going to play minutes. He's going to be out there whether they're getting their ass kicked or not. And it's weird, right? After all of this, as the dust has settled, the last fantasy man standing in New Orleans appears to be Antonio Reeves. How about that? The NBA is weird sometimes. Last night, 17, 3, and 2, 2 steals, 4 threes. Do I love Antonio Reeves? No, I do not. Do I trust Antonio Reeves? Not really. But I'm just talking specifically about these Pelicans. It looks like he is the one guy. Yves Missi played very low minutes last night. He's been playing some good ball. So Antonio Reeves looks to me like about the only Pelican that you want to have right now or mess with. Bobby Portis came back last night. Ooh, Bobby Portis came back last night. Hi, Bobby. I like Bobby Portis. BP. 18 and 10, a block, 2 steals, 2 threes, 29 minutes. I mean, reality super quick. How big for the Bucks is the return of Bobby Portis? Now you have Portis, you have Lopez, you have Kuzma, you have Giannis. I mean, that's pretty badass in the front court, dude. You've got Kuz, Giannis, and Lopez. It's a really good front court. And then you got BP playing backup 4, backup 5. They are fortified there. Now, at the guard spots without Damian Lillard, that's where it gets weird. You've got the AJ Greens, the Gary Trents, the Kevin Porter Jr.'s, and the Ryan Rollins. Clearly, that is not very good. But look, I'm not betting on Milwaukee. I don't think they're making a long run here, but they got BP back, and that is so crucial for them. And, hopefully you were able to have him in some kind of like INJ spot or a suspended spot, or I don't know, like a red flag in Fantrax. You were able to move Bobby Portis down, to that slot and not lose all those man games, and you didn't have to just outright cut him. Check your waiver wire in your league. Just check. Bobby Portis probably is not available. Just check. Give it a quick glance. And while you're at it, go to your favorite app store and download the Sports Ethos app. Have you done that yet? Come on. It's beautiful. And think about it. It'll take you through the rest of the NBA season with all of the ins and outs. I mean, I'm going to look at my Wednesday preview board here real quick. Grimes, questionable. Edwards, questionable. Barnes, questionable. Pirtle, questionable. Wiggins, questionable. Collier, questionable. Denny Abdia, Anthony Simons, questionable. You get the idea. There's a lot of guys that we have to track throughout the night. You're going to set alarms at Eastern time, 6:45, 7:45, 8:45, 9:45, okay? And you can work the math for the time zones that you're in out there, but that's what you're going to need to do. And then when your alarm goes off, pick up your phone, Sports Ethos app, bam. Anthony Simons is out. I got to pivot to Delano Banton, okay? That's how it works. We got you. So Portis is back, and that's huge. Doc Rivers is at it again. Doc, bro. I thought we were good. I thought we had an agreement. I thought we had an arrangement. I gave you the pen. You signed a contract that Kevin Porter Jr. was going to be your new starting point guard, and you weren't going to continue to do the Ryan Rollins, Kevin Porter Jr. yo-yo. Doc, what are you? You're overthinking this, bro. You're overthinking this. Guys, how did Milwaukee pull off their historic comeback against Minnesota last night? A big reason was Kevin Porter Jr. Doc, what is it going to take? Okay. Throw Mama from the Train is an exceptional old school movie. Okay. Danny DeVito is trying to kill his horrible, wretched mother who's mean as heck to him. And so you're like, oh my God, he's trying to kill it. You got to watch the movie. Okay. It's an absolutely hilarious movie. And at one point, she hits him right upside the head with a frying pan. And it's like brutal and ruthless and violent and hilarious all at the same time. Doc, do we need to go throw Mama from the train and bonk? Right? Come on, dude. What are we doing here? Kevin Porter Jr. on Saturday off the bench flirted with a triple-double. On Sunday, he was really good as a starter. And then we get to Tuesday and you start Ryan Rollins again? Dude, what is wrong? I don't even understand. Kevin Porter Jr. last night, 21, 4, and 5. 5 steals in 25 minutes off the bench. So you got to play Kevin Porter Jr. If he's not on waivers, pick him up. Because even as a bench player, he is proving to be a big-time difference maker. And he kind of like forces his way into the action to more minutes because of how well he's playing right now. He is literally helping them win games. These are not empty statistics. He is helping them win games. So I just don't understand, man. But bottom line is you got to go get him. Okay. The back of the game, or the game log right now is a very, very good read from Kevin Porter Jr. All kinds of goodies, great PRA. And if Doc Rivers ever just makes the decision, we're just going to give this guy 33 minutes tonight as a starter. Duh. He's going to frankly become one of the better players in fantasy basketball because he already kind of is over his last 3 games. And then finally, I'm going solo here one more day. We get Dr. A back tomorrow. And this is Dr. A's guy, and this is Dr. A's nickname, but Harry B. Harrison Barnes of the San Antonio Spurs. I watch most of these games, but I look at every single box score, and I just look at them. I analyze them. And I've been seeing Harrison Barnes, and you look at the San Antonio box, and the starters like Barnes, okay, good game. And then Paul did nothing. And, Vassell and Castle had good games. And then Biombo did nothing. You go to the bench. You say, oh, no Sohan tonight. Okay. Justin Champagny. Wow, another weird line from him. And you do your thing. Keldon Johnson. So you just kind of go through the box score. And all of a sudden, the game started accumulating for Harry Barnes in my brain. And I see the box last night, 24-3, 3 steals and 6 threes. I mean, damn, dude. Last 5 games, he's gone 24, 17, 23, 20, and 24. The guy's living in the 20-point range. We can't ignore this anymore. Harry B is a guy. Go get him. He's hitting threes, scoring 20 points, doing it efficiently. So he's always been efficient. So you got to look at it this way, or at least I do. Somebody's got to score on this team. And I know that San Antonio is just running out the string right here. But Harrison Barnes is like, I'm going to go get 20 right now, right? Like he's a hunter right now. We have no De'Aaron Fox. We have no Victor Wembanyama. And so, yeah, I know that we're probably going to lose the game tonight, but I'm going to go out there and get my 20. And that's how these players think. And it's not selfish. It's his job right now. They need 20 from Harrison Barnes right now, and he's giving it to them. And so I think that's pretty cool. But shout out to Dr. Ray. Shout out to Harry B. Some drops for you here. Do you guys think KJ Simpson's going to get suspended for the flagrant foul too? And God bless Jalen Wells and what happened to him, the broken wrist and landed on like the front of his face and stuff, like really scary scene, man. And just shout out to Jalen Wells, broken right wrist. So that means the starter for Memphis is out now a broken wrist is usually, 4 to 6, maybe 8 in terms of weeks. So his season's probably over here, and a very promising rookie season for Jalen Wells, and we wish him well. KJ Simpson. I mean, did you see him after it? He's like holding his hands on his head, like, and he checked on him immediately. Like it wasn't dirty. It was dumb. He got under him, like when he was in the air, and he didn't mean to. It's just a mistake, right? And a very kind of costly mistake. He did not get away learning an easy lesson here. This is a tough lesson to learn for KJ Simpson. If he doesn't get suspended, you should roster him for sure because the numbers are pretty good. But just keep your eye on that. We're in the drop section of the Fantasy NBA today. Hi, I'm Rick Kamla. We got to have an Atlanta Hawk conversation. And I've done this year with the Warriors. I've done this year with the Magic and maybe one other team that's escaping me right now. But the box scores become so putrid and vague that you just kind of got to shut off like a whole section of the team. The Atlanta Hawks have Trae Young, Onyeka Okongwu. Hey, he hit the double-double prop that we went with yesterday. And Dyson Daniels. You have 3 Atlanta Hawks that you need to roster right now. That's it. Zach Resache, goodbye. Send him to waivers, guys. The lines are so inconsistent. Wild. He'll have 6 points and he'll have 35 points. I can't rock with that. You guys knock yourself out with that. If you're like, yeah, but over the 4 games, it's all going to come out true. Knock yourself out of that. Go for it. I would not advise that. If you are still playing right now, you're playing for a championship. You need knowns, not unknowns. Your job is to decrease variability as much as possible. That's our jobs, is to help you with that, okay? This is me helping you with that. I know you're a Hawk fan, hashtag true to Atlanta, and you sit in the fan section, you make all the noise, and it's awesome, and you got Bob Rathbun and Neek, and yeah, been there a million times. Love that arena, love the Hawks fan base, okay? I get it. No fanboy here. No fanboy here, okay? Like, I want to take the point prop under on Luka just because I'm kind of like a sarcastic Luka hater tonight. But that's fanboy stuff. That's not betting. That's not investment, so I'm not going with it. And by the way, Luka's one of these guys where if I play, he's back at Dallas, and I play the point prop over on Luka, he's going to have 23 points. And if I play the point prop under on Luka, he's going to have 44 points. It's just one of those things, right? So it's too hot to touch, I guess. But Karis LeVert, George Niang, Terrence Mann, V. Krejci, Mo Gay, Zach Resache, bye. Okay, I'm over it. I'm done looking at George Niang lines. I don't care. Once a week, he'll have 17 with 4 threes. Good luck trying to pinpoint which game that's going to be. I'm out. Ryan Rollins, I'm out. Okay. They split the point guard minutes with him and Kevin Porter Jr. last night. 23 for Rollins, 25 for KPJ. Rollins had 5 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, no defense, and 1 3. Bye. It was real. It was cool. He was hitting us with some 25 and 5s with some decent goodies. He was a hot pickup there for a minute. But like we always say, don't fall in love with your waiver wire pickups. You can fall in love with Braun. You can fall in love with Mobley. You can fall in love with Durant. You can fall in love with Tatum. Like, you're not moving those guys. Fall in love with them. Dig their stats every night. Cool. Buy a jersey. Buy a poster. Buy a fathead. Do whatever you want, okay? But don't fall in love with your waiver wire pickups. They have an expiration date. Okay, just like a bagel that you buy and you leave it on the counter, you should put it in the fridge. It'll stay good for a long, long time if you put your bread in the fridge. But if you leave your bread on the counter, it goes stale. Okay, and that's kind of where we're at right now with Ryan Rollins. Cut him. Rui Hachimura did not play Tuesday against Oklahoma City. I've said for years, in reality, I like Rui Hachimura. I think he's a good player. He's long. He's active. Not a great defensive. Is he great at anything? No, he's not great at anything, but he's good at a variety of things. He's a good player. Not mad at Rui Hachimura. In fantasy, I don't like him. He doesn't give blocks. He doesn't give steals. He's more of a mid-range guy than a 3-ball guy. And so if Rui Hachimura is on your roster, like if you and I met at a bar and you said, Cam, here, you gave me your phone. You go, tell me about my team. What should I do? Do you like it? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm looking through your team and I see Rui Hachimura. I go, immediately, we got to drop Rui Hachimura. Like, if I'm the plumber coming in and checking on your plumbing, or the fantasy guy checking on your like, that's first I know. You got to cut Rui Hachimura. You got to move on to somebody else's. Go to your waiver wire. Kevin Porter Jr.'s out there. And then you go to in Yahoo leagues, what you need to do to find Bobby Portis, you can either put his name in or hit the roster percentage button, and then it sorts by roster percentage. And you'll have a lot of the injured guys at like 99%, like Wemby will probably be out there and stuff like that. And that's where you'll find maybe Bobby Portis at like a 75% rostered. And somebody had to drop him because of man games or whatever. So Rui Hachimura, goodbye. Now, time to move on to some risers from what we saw in Tuesday's work. I'm Rick Kamla. We're the Fantasy NBA today. No Dr. A. We'll get him back tomorrow. And I want to tell you about sportsethos.com. The content is amazing. We had an MLB draft guide that hopefully you guys use to kick ass in your baseball drafts. Baseball drafts are still going on. The content is still out there. You can check that out. The NFL draft's right around the corner. I know we have great content out there on that. Our fantasy basketball content is the best in the universe. Our fantasy content overall is the best in the universe. Why? Because of our patriarch, Aaron Brewski. He's one of the best to ever do it. One of the true goats and founding fathers of fantasy sports. And he built this. Trust him. In Brew, we trust. So go to sportsethos.com. Very low dough, very high level content for you. Now, some risers. Ja Morant. Ja Morant is vexing, frustrating, annoying at times. And gosh dang it, he's a phenomenal player, right? At the end of the day, 28 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists in 27 minutes. 4 of 10 from 3. Ja, please keep taking 10 threes a game. Please. Now, it'll be on somebody else's watch. Look, he's on my never draft again list, even though I won 2 or 3 championships with him this year. But I'm over it. The headache, the maintenance. I can't do it, okay? I can't do it. It's like having a I can't relate to this experience, but having like a really high-end car that's really high maintenance, and when it needs maintenance, it's super expensive. Trust me, I don't know that life. I've heard about that life from some of the ball players I've hung out with, man. And these Ferraris, these Lambos, they're phenomenal. And when something goes wrong, it's $7,500, right? Like, would sink guys like us normal humans. Ball players are like, there you go, $7,500. I want to get back in my Lambo. Okay, Ja Morant is that Lambo. When he's right, he's phenomenal. But he's half man, half a season. He's the Joel Embiid of point guards. But he's rolling right now, and he's helping you either past tense win championships or current tense win a championship this week. 28 points in 27 minutes is pretty freaking good. Alex Sarr. Okay, like, I just had a question. And it would have led to a debate with Doc. Like, because he's big on Dyson Daniels in the second round next year, right? And I'm not. Like, I'm not drafting essentially kind of sort of a one category guy in the second round. Like, you got me messed up. And I'm a steal freak. I'm obsessed with that category. Not that obsessed. We're going to have debates about where Alex Sarr goes next year because I love Alex Sarr. Loved him in the pre-draft process. He was the one shining light. I mean, look, I did like Reed Shepherd in what I saw. I did like Donovan Clingan in what I saw. I shouldn't say one shining light, but he did stand out because there were other, like I like Buzelis a lot in the pre-draft process too. But Sarr, like among all the guys that I kind of liked and stuff like that, Sarr was like, dude, I really like him. He did stand out, maybe like a head above the shoulders of the rest of them. And he's ending the season in great form. 20 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 blocks, 1 steal. I mean, the goodies, man. Played 32 minutes. They're playing him. And this is what you're supposed to do. Give your fans who have sucked on 60 L's this year or whatever it is, give them Sarr. Let them watch Sarr. Because, Wizards fans are like, I don't know. I'm sorry, I was about to take just a stupid, sarcastic. Anyway, but like Wizards fans, what they tune in and they want to watch Alex Sarr. They don't want to watch necessarily Vucevic or Rashawn Holmes. They want to watch Sarr. Okay, the second overall pick in the draft, their future, the guy that they want to pair with Cooper Flagg and have a hell of a 5-4 combo for the future. Okay, give your fans these guys. Give them Jordan Poole, Charlotte. Give them Miles Bridges, and they're complying with that plan, and I like that a lot. Alex Sarr is a riser, and he's been rising for a while. Pascal Siakam finally had a game last night, 24 and 10, 3 assists, 2 steals, and a 3, made 11 of 19 shots in 34 minutes. Thank you. Jalen Brunson is a riser. There's nothing actionable here. You start Jalen Brunson. He's a stud. The guy's so clutch. I love Jalen Brunson. I love clutch players. Montana, Jeter, Brady, Kobe, Michael, LeBron. These guys that just push a button and they get it done in the clutch. I love those guys. Jalen Brunson is one of those guys. He is going to be an NBA champion at some point. Going to happen. I told you way before Tatum and Brown won together that they would win together, okay? And they did. I'm kind of good at this stuff. Brunson is it's a smell test. It's a gut test. Going back to like me coming up in the 80s and the 90s, right? And understanding what NBA basketball is, what it should be, how players should play, how players should operate. And I hold everybody to those standards of the Magics, of the Birds, of the Jordans, and the great players of the 90s as well, the Hakeems. I hold everybody to those standards and compare them against them. And are they like them? Are they cut from that cloth? And it's very important, okay? Because if you're not cut from that cloth, you're a James Harden, you're a Dwight Howard, okay? You're Hall of Famers, but you're not champions. And I know Dwight Howard got a ring with the Lakers, okay? I understand that. But he never was able to be that guy, that hub that won a championship, okay? Because, look, he's going to the Hall of Fame. I love that for Dwight Howard. But there are want-to-win guys and there are need-to-win guys. And I'm not too sure anybody else in sports media has ever gone down this road like I have. This is kind of a Camism, but this has been a thing for mine for 20, 25 years. I don't know. Like, it feels like my whole career I've been talking about this. But Ja Morant is a want-to-win guy. He's not a need-to-win guy. If you're a need-to-win guy, you're playing through illnesses, you're playing through being hurt, and he doesn't do that. Okay, he's a want-to-win guy. And then, there are need-to-win guys. Luka Doncic right now, to me, is a want-to-win guy. He's not a need-to-win guy. What I'm hoping is that he is, as he matures and as he continues to take on how disappointed is he? How frustrated is he? How hard does he even take losses? Or does he just kind of like, we lost and move on to the next? Okay, you got to feel these L's, man. These L's got to sink in. Nick Saban, the greatest college football coach of all time, one of his sayings was embrace the suck. You have to embrace the suck because embracing the suck is uncomfortable. And when you're uncomfortable, you get better. And if you're always comfortable, you don't get better. Okay, that's why Luka has pissed me off so bad this year. You lost in the finals. You were doughy, out of shape, couldn't play defense. You were goofy and not serious, and you got to fix all of that. But how hard did he take that L? Not very hard, okay? Because he did not come back a different player this year. That's what you have to do. That's what the Kobes, the Birds, the Jordans, the Magics, the Worthies, the Kareems, the Wests, the whoever else is, that's always what they did. Anything that they diagnosed as ill with their game, they fixed it and they eradicated it, okay, and got it right and did their thing. Luka, I still feel like he's going to become that guy. He's just not there yet. And that's why it was so stupid for Dallas to bail on him, because they correctly diagnosed that Luka isn't who he needs to be right now. The Dallas power structure was correct in that, but they were woefully historically incorrect in hitting the eject button on Luka Doncic at 25 years old, booting 7 years compared to the 32-year-old Anthony Davis. It's just wildly, wildly stupid, right? But they did correctly diagnose the flaws within Luka Doncic, which I've diagnosed for several years now, going back to my days at NBA radio. Jalen Brunson, 27 and 10 last night, 5 threes. He made 3 of 9 field goals in the previous game. Bam. Jalen Brunson kind of dipped his toe in the water and kind of had that rust game, right? And then bam, hit Boston with a big one and made a bunch of big shots. Brandon Podziemski is a riser. Dude, he's balling right now. Podziemski's balling at like a number 2 option kind of level right now. And I know Jimmy Butler is their number 2 option, but Jimmy Butler has these games where he just kind of blends in and isn't really offensively aggressive and that kind of stuff. Podziemski is a hunter right now. Last night in that, oh my God, pardon me, how pathetic was Phoenix last night, guys? I mean, like, Andre, I say this sarcastically, but there's probably some truth in here as well. Has Coach Bud been fired yet? I mean, Michael Malone got blown out. Taylor Jenkins got blown out. And these guys were near the top of the Western Conference, right? And they get blown out. And Coach Bud, the Suns just got eliminated from the playoffs last night. I mean, we already knew that was going to happen. It was only a matter of when they were officially pronounced dead at the hospital, which happened last night. They have completely let go of the rope, as the Suns like to do. And going back to that Game 7 against Dallas, you remember that. You guys remember that. They lost by like 30. John Dre, Monty Williams, all that kind of stuff. Phoenix is really good at letting go of the rope, by the way. They're like one of the best in the league at it. But has Coach Bud been fired yet? Just asking for a friend. You know, Michael Malone. Michael Malone just hit me on a text, and he said, hey, Cam, tell him to put that in their pipe and smoke it. I want to know if Michael Malone I'd like to know, like, did the Cronkies text him? Did they call him? Was it a face-to-face whacking? How did that go down? But I would like to know if Michael Malone said F you on the way out, or if he said, you know, hey, F you, and put that in your pipe and smoke. Remember he was saying that around to all the critics when they won the championship 2 years ago. And now he's fired 2 years after winning the only championship in Denver history. Make it make sense. Brandon Podziemski last night, 22 points in, can't read my writing here. I think that says 22 minutes. Oh, that's right. There was super low minute game for Golden State, and that's going to be advantageous for them because they play again tonight against the San Antonio Spurs. Podziemski, 22 points in 22 minutes, 5 boards, 3 assists as well. Last 4 games, he's gone 22, 19, 26, 28. He's averaging 7 boards, 5 assists, and 1.3 steals over that 4-game stretch. He's rolling, okay? He's one of the best players in fantasy basketball right now. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. Stephon Castle continues to roll, and just he's running through the tape for the Rookie of the Year. 19 points, 8 assists, 2 blocks, 1 3, 32 minutes. And I'd say I can't wait for Stephon Castle next year, but I fear there won't be a pop. I'm going to write here in about a week, a buy low, sell high dynasty targets. And I started working on that last night. I'm kind of excited about it because, Stephon Castle, I literally looked through every player on every team. And, I didn't like number crunch on them, just like thinking through that filter of the dynasty buy low, sell high, right? And Stephon Castle was a part of that decision-making process. because it's a dynasty league, he's not a sell high. If you have Castle, it's going to be a fun ride over his career. Next year, I don't know. Like, you're going to have Fox, you're going to have Wemby, you're going to have Vassell. I believe Harrison Barnes is still under contract. Again, I'm not in that mode yet, but he probably will still be there. Chris Paul will probably still be there. Sohan, Champagnie, Keldon Johnson will probably still be there. They may make a move, right? They've got a top 10 draft pick, okay? So it's not like Stephon Castle is going to be unleashed. He's not. He's going to be a good player. So I'm like neither on Stephon Castle. He's not a buy low guy because he's winning Rookie of the Year and putting up really good. There's no buy low about that. And he's not a sell high guy because I want to hold on to Stephon Castle for his entire career. Now, if somebody just has to have Castle on their team, Andre being a big Spurs fan, he wants to fanboy it out. Got to have Castle on his team. And somebody gives me an offer I can't refuse for Stephon Castle, I'm going to trade Stephon Castle. But I'm not looking to do so, okay? But right now he's rolling. Keep putting him in there. He's going to help you close the deal on a championship. Fallers, after what we saw on Tuesday night, okay? Miles Bridges. Miles, love you, dude. He is he's cut from the right cloth, man. He is. He's an availability guy. He's a tough guy. He's an aggressive player. Plays hard. Michigan State guy, anyone, anywhere, anytime. I like all that. That all works. Okay. So I like that he's playing right now. And I like that Charlotte is playing him right now. But the performances have been terrible. He shot 4 of 13 last night. He was 10 of 33 in his previous 2 games, which makes him 14 of 46 in his last 3 games. So, ouch, babe. Ouch. He's tough to play right now. If you are killing it, you got to play him in his next game. Here's the advice. If you get to the weekend, we got to look at Miles Bridges. Okay, Miles Bridges' next game is big here. If Miles Bridges shoots 8 of 16, has 28 points, and kind of rights the ship from this slump that he's in, then play him out the rest of the week. If Miles Bridges in his next game, because it's early in the week, I think you still go with a guy, right? Does Charlotte play? Yeah, they play on Wednesday. Okay, so play Bridges tonight, assuming that he's not shut down in the second of a back-to-back. If he fails again tonight, and it is Charlotte against, they're at Toronto. This should be a Miles Bridges game. Toronto's resting a bunch of guys tonight. If Miles Bridges shoots 5 of 15 again tonight, don't cut him, but you're probably going to have to go into the weekend games and play it like this. If you have a huge lead in points, or if you're trailing by a lot in points, and the points category is kind of already decided, then get Miles Bridges out of your lineup, to help your field goal percentage, if that is a pertinent category. Because what he's bringing right now is some scoring and not a whole lot else, okay? So that's how I would treat Miles Bridges here in the last couple of days of this regular season. OG Anunoby, and I told you this was going to happen. It was really dope what he was doing when Jalen Brunson was out. He was a plus 6 points per game from about 16 to 24. Actually, he was a plus 8 points per game. Plus 6 or plus 8. I can't remember right now, but it was significant. You get the point. And I said when Brunson comes back, it's all going to wash away. You don't drop OG Anunoby. Great source of threes and steals and scores, 15 to 20 every night. Don't drop him. But last night, 13 and 8, 1 assist, 2 blocks, 2 steals in 41 minutes. It's a good stat line. I'm okay with it. You don't drop that. Put it in your lineup, okay? But he's a faller because he's not going to be going 32, 28, 24, 27, 31, 22. No, those days are over. Now the Brun Dog is back. Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal. What's up, man? What's up? Andre, I'm going to say this right now. Algorithm Andre Lemouche. He's my guy. And all you're my people. I love y'all, man. When we did the preview show for Tuesday, yesterday morning, I had the Bradley Beal point prop over at 17.5. Okay. I'm going to fall on the sword right now. I do not run from smoke. I run into smoke, and I created smoke for myself here. Andre and everybody, that was my worst. That was Ricky Prop's worst call of the year. It was the worst call of the year. I mean, I thought I had it. I did. I don't half-ass this at all. I don't half-ass anything except like maybe my personal life. But I definitely don't half-ass anything work-related. Everybody that's ever worked with me knows that. I'm a prep machine. Bradley Beal went 1 point, then 16 points, and then headed into last night, home game against Golden State. And we all knew Golden State would win the game, but like I thought, okay, maybe Phoenix like hangs within 10 and like Beal has 22. Bradley Beal had 7 points last night. Bradley Beal made 3 of 8 shots and played 26 minutes. He was sitting at the end of the first half when the blowout was like, it was a 20-point game or whatever. And TNT did a cutaway over to Bradley Beal. He was on the bench, kind of leaned over like this. He just had this look on his face. He had a little like Cheshire cat grin. It was either I can't believe Bud's not playing me right now, or he enjoyed watching the team suck while he was not on the court, or he was drifting off to the golf course, or drifting off to Cancun, or drifting off to his third mansion in Mongolia, or I mean, these guys have all these houses, right? But he was anywhere but locked in on what was happening in the game. I mean, when a player's like leaned over like this with kind of a weird grin on his face and you're down 23 points, odd look. Our league is on one right now, man. It really, really is. Coach Bud, love you. You're going to get another job, but brother, you about to get whacked, man. It is so weird in Phoenix. And what did I want to say here about the Suns? Their box score last night. If you want to laugh or cry, go look at the Suns box score last night. It's one of the worst box scores of the year. Devin Booker didn't even fire last night. Beal was in single digits. They had 3 players in double figures. I think their leading scorer had 21 points. It's literally as grotesque a box score. Think of the worst Brooklyn Nets box score. That's what Phoenix did last night. I hate Brooklyn's box scores. I just hate their box scores. Like, we're box score nerds, right? Me, Brew, Doc, a lot of you. I know Andre is. We're box score nerds, right? And so, we talk about great box scores or crappy box scores. The Nets box scores, they just suck every single time. I mean, the last box score for Brooklyn, they had 5 bench players scoring double figures. 5. And that speaks to this, like Noah's Ark. That's a Tim Capstraw term, by the way, radio analyst for the Brooklyn Nets. That's my guy, the capper. But the line change thing where all your starters play about 24 minutes, all your bench players play about 24 minutes. You split it up and everybody's happy or not. But the Suns, that box score was grotesque. Shame on you all. You all have quit on Coach Bud, just like you quit on Monty Williams, just like you quit on Frank Vogel. And who's the common denominator with all that quitting? Devin Booker. Sorry. Paul's not there anymore. You can't blame him. Cam Johnson's not there anymore. You can't blame him. DeAndre Ayton's not there anymore. You can't blame him. Mikal Bridges isn't there anymore. You can't blame him. Who are you going to blame? All this letting go of the rope, all this. I mean, look, I like Devin Booker. I do. But there's some holes in his game, man. Lots of playoff blowouts. And, he's a big Kobe guy. Mamba mentality and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of faux. It's kind of faux for me right now. Tatum talks about the Kobe mentality, right? He's a champion, bro. He worked through this. He doesn't quit. He doesn't let go of the rope. When the going gets tough, he doesn't let go of the rope in the middle of the second quarter. Devin Booker's really, really good at doing that. And again, overall, I love Booker. He's going to the Hall of Fame. He's an instant bucket. The guy's got a 70 on his resume. Okay. Like, I don't know Booker, the guy, at all. But by and large, I like the guy. But he's really good at running from smoke and just like, all right, we're getting smoked by 20. On to the next game. I just don't like that. I don't like that. He needs to dig in more. He needs to get a little bit tougher. I think his intangibles need to get a little bit better. But again, he's still a young-ish guy. I wouldn't call him a mature player. I would call him a maybe maturing player. What's Booker? 20? I bet he's 27 years old or something like that. So these guys, they got to toughen up. They got to get pissed. They got to get angry. You know what I mean? Like Booker to me is like, all right, we're getting smoked. I mean, okay, it is what it is. And no, you got to get mad about that kind of stuff. Devin Booker's 28 years old. Okay. So he's like in his prime, but he's not like fully mature yet. You know what I'm saying? Like a grizzled vet, somebody who would not let go of the rope when you're getting smoked in a playoff game or in a high profile regular season game like last night. All right. It is 11 a.m., so we need to dip out of this show. We need to immediately fire up the preview of a beefy Wednesday night. And dig it, we are going to get into the Luka Doncic, Anthony Davis reunion game. We've got a bunch of other goodies for you. So subscribe to the Sports Ethos YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Fantasy NBA Today podcast feed. Download the app, the Sports Ethos app from your favorite app store. It's free and it's amazing. And go to sportsethos.com. and subscribe to our work over there as well. I really appreciate all of you. We will bring down the curtain here. We're going to fire up a brand new show. I'll put out a link at Rick Kamla Sports. You guys will be able to see it out there. And I really appreciate you all watching. For Andre LaBouche, I'm Rick Kamla. We'll see you in like 1 or 2 minutes with the preview show of Wednesday night. See you.